So we're back with the Commodore 64, the one that I suspected had a bad PLA in the last video, because I think I'd ruled out pretty much everything except for the GAL PLA which I had. You may notice there's actually a slightly different GAL PLA in here. To cut a long story short, it's actually working. So here it is. So U1, U2 and U18 are coming up bad because I don't have the test harness, but it is passing all of its checks with what is kind of a new PLA in, but it's not quite a new PLA. So what happened was, I suspected that the GAL PLA was bad, so I actually ordered a new one from an eBay seller, which I got the other day. It didn't work, it just black screened. So I was like, well, that's a bit weird. So I actually swapped back in my old one, which is, this was the chips off it here. So I swapped back in the old GAL PLA and these were the chips out of it, and it kind of did the screen corruption again, but the new one I got off the eBay seller was just a black screen. And I was thinking, this doesn't make any sense. So what I've actually done is I took the new GALs that I got out of the eBay seller one and I put them in the board that I'd originally got with this computer, and it just magically started working. So I thought, well, what the hell's going on there then? It must mean that, like, this is the new board that the seller gave me, and it does actually look quite well made. It's got these little turn pin sockets that are much easier to get stuff in and out of. I checked the solder on the bottom, that all looks great. So you think it's a board with literally no components, it's just got two sockets, and you think you wouldn't be able to mess this up, right? But it turns out you can. Yeah, so there it is. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a pin that they forgot to solder on this board. So they sent me the board. It looks like it's got working GALs in it, but this board has actually got a missing pin. Like, they just didn't even attempt to solder that one. Haven't checked for any others, that's the only one I found. But I've checked the schematic and that is supposed to be connected. So that's why this produced a black screen with the new GALs that it gave me. So the fix in the end, I just swapped them out into the old board that I've got for now, and that does work. That must mean that there is something dodgy about these two particular GALs. So maybe I could attempt a reprogramming of these and just see if that fixes them. But for now, I'm quite pleased. I've got a working Commodore 64 for the first time in the history of this board. And I've got another one now. If I can get those GALs working and I need a kernel ROM, then I've potentially got another one that's working. Oh, it needs CIAs and a SID as well. So it's a long way off working, but it's getting there. So here it is. It's back. It is totally back. So this is the composite output, so it's not so great, but it's back. So this has taken a long time to get me fixed, but my God. But now it's fixed. I tell you what, this computer has got a new modulator, it's had a recap, and it's got new voltage regulators. And it didn't appear to have any RAM chip problems. It had a broken CIA that got fixed. The SID seems to be in good working order. And even though the Vixen R1, it is not too bad. So I am pretty happy with this computer now. Seems like the joystick ports are working, the keyboard's working and everything. So it's doing really well. This is the game that miserably failed while I was testing it and when the PLA failed. So I think I'll have a go at reprogramming these GALs. They are slightly different versions. These are GAL 20 V8A and these are V8Bs. So I don't know if there's any slight difference in that, but I'll have a go at reprogramming these and see if we can get those to work. I've just reprogrammed, these are the ones that are working. I'm going to pop these out. I've just reprogrammed these other two. These are the ones that didn't work and were causing all the corruption. But I've put them through the program again and I'll try them back in this same board. Maybe I mean, I didn't make them, so maybe they were programmed wrong. I don't know. They've got this big green tick on. Maybe the big green tick means they're great. I don't know. But they were not great. I think they're back incorrectly. Let's give this a go and see if we get the same corruption as before. Well, there we go. So I don't know what was wrong with those GAL chips, but I've just reprogrammed them and now they're working as well. The problem was the PLA all along. This is ridiculous. Somebody gave me a board with a bad PLA in it that's just got badly programmed chips. And then I bought another one off another seller and he had correctly programmed chips but had mis-soldered the board. I've managed to get two dodgy ones, but dodgy because one's been programmed wrong and one's been built wrong. That's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. But there we have it. It's working. So let's just see if I can boot a game with this. This is now the old PLA, except I've reprogrammed it. So let's just see. I mean, this did work for a while, actually, this old PLA, and maybe the chips went bad. I don't know if they're just going to go bad after a while. Maybe they lost their program somehow, something like that. Not exactly sure. But they did work for a while and then stopped. So it could be that these GALs are marginal and they'll just fail over time and need reprogramming. So there we go, working. But for how long, I don't know, because I don't quite trust these GALs that are in this one. Maybe they're just going to go bad again after a while, which is really odd. But at least I've got a couple of replacements. And I can actually use this board if I fix it. I'll tell the seller about it first. I'm going to send them a picture and say, look, you forgot to solder your pins on. Oh my God, unbelievable. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this. This Commodore 64 is back in working order, and I've got another one that's on its way to back in working order. So there it is, back in working order, and these, hopefully they'll work for a while, but we just don't know. But I've got some replacements here. So yeah, these GAL PLAs are good, but make sure you build them properly and make sure you program them properly. So I can highly recommend them, what can I say? Even though I've had so much trouble. Oh, this is good music. Excellent. So it's kind of done. I'll have to reassemble this and the case is a bit knackered, but I'm really pleased.